Real quick, we're gonna go over this just for anyone that needs help. If you go to the Mr. Mine actual release page on GitHub, then there's a good tutorial here as well if you're struggling. Do make sure that you have gone to the latest release and downloaded both the EXE and your Unity package. Our main thing today, though, is going to be setting up the colliders here. So it's going to be, I'm going to use the Rex just because it's such a common avatar, but this applies to any avatar you're using in VRChat. You want to go find the OWO Pro, it's an Ultra Dev, and then OWO Pro. This is the prefab, drag it onto your avatar here. There we go. So now it is underneath my avatar. This means that all of these VRCFury armature links will connect to the avatar automatically. If you have a weird armature that doesn't follow these normal naming schemes, then you may have to go to this drop down here, or go to this drop down here and swap it to the appropriate area, but most avatars should work. Now these load in super tiny because it was made for an Avali avatar, if I recall from actually looking at the tutorial. And they're at very strange angles, so what I find easiest is to take your pictorial all the way to the abdominal, go to your rotation, and set those all to 0, and do the same thing with dorsal and lumbar. This just kind of zeroes them out so that you don't have to deal with them. Now with the arms, on the right arm you're going to set this to just 90, left arm -90, and that puts everything in a neutral position for you. If you have an avatar that's A-frame stance instead of T or A pose, then you're obviously going to have to tilt these more when we get to it, but we will get there when we get there. From there, just start from pecs. I like to select the left and right together to get them aligned with the chest in the appropriate height. That looks pretty good. These could be a little bit larger, so we'll go to the radius, bring that up to 0.6, and if we go to the right one, kind of pull it out a little bit. Now if we grab this position from the right one, it's a positive number. Negative is going to be on your left one, and we just put a negative in front. Then it will perfectly evenly space those out. You can see I went just a little bit too far. Bring that in just a little bit. And once again, we'll just copy and paste that and change it to a negative. That seems good to me. Now with these colliders, you want to make sure that they are just a little bit proud of your actual avatar mesh. Or I find it preferable. Not too proud, just a little bit. It helps ensure that when something where someone wants to interact with them, they trigger properly, regardless of a little bit of latency and such. You don't want them sticking way out there, obviously, because you'll be hitting them on everything, but just a little bit. So we're just going to work our way through. There's our pecs. Pecs done. That's your chest. We'll go to the abdominals. They're going to be way down here. Now the Rex has a really long body. We can go to the height here. Change this to 0.3. 0.3 looks pretty good for that. They might be a little bit tall in the end, but we'll see. This can all be changed to your preference. 0.3 seems alright to me, and the default 0.05 radius seems pretty good. maybe even just a little bit big, but that's okay. So we don't have to change the radius on this one. We're definitely going to want to tilt these a little bit closer to the body and possibly bring them out just a little bit. Look at those with these. Yeah, we got a little bit of a dead spot there. We might even bring the pectorals down a little bit. Yeah, keep them close together. Alright, so there's those. I like to do the arms last. They tend to be just a little bit more finicky than everything else. So the dorsal is going to be your upper neck or upper back. Once again, we can probably just grab. We did 0.06 there. And anytime I can do something together, I like to select both of them at the same time. Just make sure everything stays the same. So we're going to bring our right one over. We just did the right one, get a left one. Yeah, we're definitely gonna, we can bring these up even more. 0.7. That should be more than enough. And we'll bring the right one in just a little bit. Position. That looks pretty good. Now these guys need to move back. The more texture you have on an avatar, kind of the harder it is to get these things lined up. I went ahead and hid all the feathers on this avatar prior to doing this just to make things easier. Now you can take these, say you want to match this a little bit more, you can tilt them this way as well if you want to. So then they'd kind of match up with the general frame if you want. I generally don't do that, but it is something you can do. Wow, that tilt was bad. That's okay. Alright, and then lumbar is your lower back. Those are going to be a little bit wider. We'll go to the 0.2 for height. I will say the adjustments on these things, little bit's kind of a lot. I think that's just how Unity works. This I'll probably position more up here. That's probably running into those things pretty bad. Yeah, we'll bring those down. Bring that out. And that would, then we just do the arms. Rex should be relatively easy because it's T-pose already. Bring this out. Bring the right arm to the right arm. Once again, we can copy and paste this number and just change it to negative or positive. .6 will work. Make that a little bit longer. Back a little. Bring it down, make that just a little bit larger. Alright, so there's your contactors set up. You can also go in the OWO Pro here. Where is it? Here it is. And you've got your velocities. I haven't played around too much with this. I believe this is the step values that it produces depending on the velocity of something that hits you. It's by default 5. You also have the blade contactor for whether or not these interact with blades. If you are alone and want to test it, there's no good way to do it on your own from what I can understand. The way that I did it on my own is I went ahead and enabled allow self for interactions on these. There's a lot of contactors in an avatar, they're all going to collide with each other. That means that everything is going to be active when you go into VRChat. But it does mean that if everything is active when you load into this avatar, everything is communicating properly. Then just go in here, turn off the allow self again, and then everything should be acting accordingly. With the menu, you can see that the menu's here. This is going to make a new OWO Pro setting underneath your typical menu, whatever's in there. If you want that to be in a specific area, say you have you want it paired with the face tracking or various other things, then you can just put whatever your own menu system is. So Haptics / OWO Pro. Say I had other haptics that I wanted to mess with, then now it will appear under the haptics, and then OWO Pro menu will appear under there. Easy as that. Upload your avatar, and you're good to go. Think if there's anything else. Oh, when you go in, if it's not communicating properly, and you have your software running that .exe from them and your OWO, and that's showing fine on that end, make sure you have OSC turned on in VRChat. I think that's it. It's pretty easy from start to finish. What was that? 13 minutes with me rambling on. So good luck, y'all.